What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Movement6, but before we get into the video, I really wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I know it's the day after Christmas, but nonetheless, I hope you guys had some fun and some good times with family, with friends, with loved ones. I always like this time of the year, right? It's a time that you could just really kick back and just enjoy the calmness and the company of good friends and family and just have a good old food frenzy. I ate so much the last few days. It was great. Hope you did too. Hope 2024 is going to be an amazing year for all of you. 2023 is actually, well, yeah, it's a year to be proud of for me in terms of my productions, my music, but I also doubled the amount of subscribers on YouTube. I know I don't upload as much as I want. I don't have the time for that. It's pretty hard as a small channel, the grind, but I'm proud for every new sub, and I will keep doing what I'm doing. And you guys seem to enjoy it, so I'm happy for that. And thanks for all the interactions. And as said, doubled the base. Hope to pull that off next year as well. And then finally, I'm going to hit a critical mass. I finally can monetize my channel then. So hope to reach that. Will be awesome. But let's see where it takes us. Now, Call of Duty, it's now in the firm hands of Microsoft, right? The purchase of Activision by Microsoft is now 100%. I think there is still some room for appeal, but I think the biggest appeals have been done, and it's now a matter of time for that legal and financial part is going to be wrapped up. And Call of Duty is in the firm hands of Microsoft right now. I've seen a lot of opinions passing by. People say that now Microsoft has been taken over, a few of the top bosses of Activision stepped down, and that there is change around the corner or anything. Well, I hate to break it to you. If you actually think that Call of Duty is going to change, then it's not. let me pull you out of that dream. It's not going to change because there is no reason to change. I saw an opinion that said, you know, Modern Warfare 3 didn't gross the amount of revenue, or it didn't have the sales numbers were lower this year. That might be true, right? That might be true. And Modern Warfare 2 was just madness in terms of revenue because it grossed 1 billion in 10 days, and that's not something that Modern Warfare 3 was likely to pull off. You know, and there is another factor that you need to keep in mind, and that is gross margin. That's the difference between what it costs to produce and push out a certain product, the entire cost base, versus the amount of revenue it brings, right? And Modern Warfare 3 didn't cost as much to build as Modern Warfare 2 because the foundation was already there. It's just DLC. We all know that. Let's not shy away from that. They tricked an entire community in buying Modern Warfare 3, and what they did is sell a patch DLC. You know, the maps were already there, and they just labeled that as Modern Warfare 3 and pushed that out for $70 instead of a free DLC for a 2-year cycle. So the cost associated with the Modern Warfare 3 build is substantially lower than Modern Warfare 2. So if you compare that to the to the revenue, the gross margin could actually be higher than for Modern Warfare 2. So of course, yes, sales numbers count, and eventually that's also market spread. But if you look at the whole, if you look at it from a holistic point of view, Call of Duty is just a titan. It's a mastodon, right? It's a force to be reckoned with, and there is no reason for Microsoft to change anything in this franchise at all. You know, I think you already see signs that it eventually will only get worse. So let me pull up a tweet here from Charlie Intel. Anyone else notice that how Activision seems to be slowly increasing the prices of bundles to see how high they can go in Call of Duty? Question mark. We started off with 1,800 COD points for the majority of bundles, then 2,400, and now there's 2,800 COD point bundles in the shop. Nero Cinema replied to that, and rightfully so. It's spot on, you know, possibly to recoup the lower sales numbers this year. That might be. That might be a reason, right, to increase revenue as much as possible for Modern Warfare 3, because yes, it failed to hit some marks in terms of sales numbers. But on the other side, it just shows that also Microsoft will not put a stop to milking out dry the whole community, for how it stands right now. So there is no reason why Microsoft will stop doing that, because trust me, Treyarch is going for the next 2024 Call of Duty, and it's going to be set in the Black Ops universe in the Iraq War. So considering the fact that they're also going to add round-based zombies, I strongly believe that Treyarch is going to sell a huge amount. Is it going to be the same as Modern Warfare 2? I don't know, but I do have a hunch that it's going to be extremely high. I think that Treyarch next year is going to sell really, really good. So if you're looking at this from a total perspective, high level, then there is no reason to change anything in this whole franchise. Just like me, I'm an OG player. I was there when the first Call of Duty came out, and I saw Call of Duty change in what it is right now. Right, it eventually became the leading platform for first-person shooters, and it brought everything we now take for granted: the movement system, the slide canceling, the red dot minimap, even the pick 10 system, all the way up to the 6v6 and the 3-lane maps, the kill streaks, everything. And when I was there at the beginning, every time a Call of Duty came out, it brought something new. And now we're in a situation that every time a Call of Duty comes, then it brings something old in a new, fresh coat, right? It's like we say, old wine in new bottles or something like that. I don't know if that's a correct translation, right? It's the same shit, different day, but then in a new jacket. So eventually at that time, Call of Duty was the leading platform. But if you would release a Modern Warfare 1, 2, or 3, or even a Black Ops 1, as it is, right? As is. So don't change anything. Just pick that franchise and release it in 2023, 2024. Then it will not grow as high as Call of Duty is now grossing, because so much things have changed. The community changed, the time have changed, our demands have changed. We it same goes for other games. You know, I'm an OG gamer. I was there when the first Mortal Kombat came out. I was there when Killer Instinct came out, and I'm a big fan of both franchises. But if I'm gonna play Mortal Kombat 1, just really the OG one, I can't play that any longer for maybe half an hour and have that same OG nostalgic feeling. And then I quickly decide that so much has changed in terms of speed and handling and movement, and the demands are higher, the graphics are better, of course, obviously, but in terms of gameplay, so much has changed, and I can't play that for any longer. So I quickly turn back to Mortal Kombat 1, just the one that just released. But also for Killer Instincts, I have Xbox, I have PCs, I still play Killer Instincts on the Microsoft. I was so happy when they brought that out, because I was there in the arcade halls when they brought the first Mortal Kombat or the first Killer Instinct. But if I play the OG Killer Instinct 1 now, I can't play that any longer for maybe 15 minutes and half an hour and have that same nostalgic feeling that I just spoke about. And eventually I just realized that so much has changed. There is only one game that actually surpasses that, and that for me is Resident Evil 1, the original one. I can still play that. You know, I've got it on my portables as well, and although the remaster was absolutely fantastic, or the remake of Resident Evil 1 with the old tank controls, I still love that old feeling. But overall, things have changed, and also the developers have changed, the community has changed for Call of Duty. So it's a different time, a different era, and if you just look at where Call of Duty stands right now, the community buys, the community, it sells to the community, and the community swallows it whole. So why would you change this? As long as these sales numbers and the gross margin and the profits are there is nothing going to change at all. And I saw an opinion also talking about eventually about skill-based matchmaking, and that finally Activision acknowledges that skill-based matchmaking is a thing. No, they didn't acknowledge it. They only acknowledged that they've already acknowledged it from day one. It's their patent. If there's one company, one group of people that already was way ahead of the curve of acknowledging that skill-based matchmaking is a thing, it's Activision and their developers, because they invented this shit. So there's nothing to acknowledge for something you own, you invented yourself. They've patented the whole system. It's out there. We know it. The only thing is that they never talked about it and never said, okay, yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, we acknowledge it. Yeah, fine. But nothing is going to change in that era as well, because eventually it boils down to the gross margin, the profits, and everything, and that is spot on. It's spot on. It's a mastodon. It's a titan. Nothing is going to change at all. There is no need for that. And eventually, if you're looking at Gamespot, not so long ago, they poured out an article that says Call of Duty games mapped out through 2027 and 3,000 people are working on the series. I won't read through it everything, but there are a few highlights. Activision president Rob Kostic has confirmed that the company has the Call of Duty franchise future mapped out to 2027. He also confirmed that more than 3,000 people are now working on the Call of Duty series from Activision. We're constantly in our planning phase, our long-term planning phase, and right now we have games planned out way through 2027 for the things that we're working on. So they're not going to depart from the annual release cycle at all. This is what it is, and it's going to keep on going until the revenue is going to drop so massively that Call of Duty is going to be, well, almost virtually non-existent. Then they're willing to change. The next Call of Duty game is Modern Warfare 3, so this was a bit of an old article, but it hits the mark, Reading between the lines, it sounds like additional Call of Duty games set in the future may be unlikely at this stage. We were previously rumored that Activision returning to the Advanced Warfare series. Activision has, of course, also made Call of Duty games set in the past, like World War II. And as Activision said, it performed really, really well, rightfully so. I think mostly important that we feel like we actually need to provide good differentiated experiences, good things for people to get in and feel like they're experiencing new kinds of fun. So this is the whole mindset of these people. They actually think they're on the right path. There is nothing, and they're on the right path in such a manner that they're planning years and years ahead on what they're going to bring to you. He said games today are a lot harder to make, with additional requirements for resources than before. For Call of Duty especially, the series is expanded beyond the traditional yearly release to also include Warzone and Call of Duty Mobile. It requires the level of resource to fulfill every aspect of the franchise. We've been very focused on that. Our teams have done, I think, a really good job of managing that. The scope and size of dev teams nowadays compared to what it was when it started is dramatically different. Which is true, and that's what I said, times have changed, the companies have changed, the people working in the companies, but also the demands of the community have changed. We will not accept a game like Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, the OG ones, anymore. If they would bring a game out like that, just imagine if that wouldn't exist. Right? Call of Duty is new, and they will pour out a game like that, and this in 2023, 2024. Nobody would accept that at all. So this is the game that we're facing right now. The revenue is up. The revenue is good. The market share is fantastic. Everybody's talking about that. And on the other side, we're talking about sales figures, right? But Warzone, that's where the real bread and butter is. 6v6 in that sense is dead. They will pour out 6v6 multiplayers. They will pour out 3-lane maps. They will pour out zombies. But at the end of the day, Warzone is going to be the bread and butter for Call of Duty as it stands right now in terms of market share. And if I look at people that don't buy Call of Duty, they do download Warzone because it's for free, obviously. So all in all, nothing is going to change. So calm down. Will I hate this franchise moving forward? Yes. Will I love this franchise moving forward? Yes. Love and hate is very close to each other, and I love the franchise. I've been playing this all my life, and I will keep on doing that, But I will also keep hating on it because sometimes it does frustrate me in how a company milks out the entire community. Now, having said this, guys, you've seen some Warzone Resurgence playing in the background. So if you want to see the end of this, stick around. I'm not the type of guy that's going to sugarcoat things. I am in a 1v1 at the latest. I had to win that. I gloriously fucked up. So we were second instead of first. So if you want to keep on watching, keep on watching. If not, like, subscribe, hit those notifications buttons, and please let me know down in the comments. What do you think? What is your vision on Call of Duty moving forward? For now, Movement 6 out. Enjoy the rest of the holidays, and wishing you all a fantastic 2024.